What's up guys, and welcome back to Software Audio Solutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Warzone 3 Season 4 Reloaded and its latest updates and its latest patch notes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do inside Windows, inside the game, and just in general, overall things that you can change to make this game run smooth, sweet, and simple, and not have any problems like crash errors and stuff like that, and just have your game run perfectly smooth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, smash that like button because it takes a lot of time and dedication making these videos and finding the best settings for you guys. For low-end users, medium-end users to high-end users, it doesn't matter for who is watching this video right now. This is for all users out there. All you're going to need to do is follow my guidelines and you should be good to go. Alright, let's jump straight into this video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing I highly recommend you go ahead and do is click on the start button over here and then go to this little gear icon over here that says settings, or you could just go to the search button and type in settings yourself and then press enter, and it will take you to your Windows settings like this. From here, you're going to go to gaming, and then from here, you're going to skip over game bar. Make sure you turn game bar off if you don't use it. It's your own personal preference. I'm not going to get in depth with this. Come to game mode over here and make sure that game mode is turned on right now at this very moment for Season 4 Reloaded. It does help with stuttering and stuff like that, and packet burst and things that happens in the game randomly. I highly recommend turning this on, and it doesn't matter what user you are. You could be a Ryzen user, you can be an Intel user, AMD user, Nvidia user. It doesn't matter. Turn this on. Please go ahead and turn it on. From here, you're going to come to graphics settings over here and make sure that hardware accelerated GPU scheduling is turned on right now at this very moment for Season 4 Reloaded. It does help a lot with latency and it does improve the gameplay overall. So please go ahead and make sure that this is turned on. A lot of people do run their factory default settings on Windows and they don't have this on. Now, this might happen to you. If you turn this from off to on, it will tell you to restart your computer. Please don't restart your computer while you're watching my video. Watch it till right to the end and then you restart your computer, because I highly recommend restarting your computer once you're done watching this video. And anyways, for all of these settings to basically take effect on your machine so you can have a smooth gameplay experience. And if this does help you, ladies and gentlemen, yet again, smash that motherfucking like button, leave a comment down below. It takes a lot of time and dedication making these fucking videos for you guys and to find the best settings out there for every single user out there. It takes a lot of fucking time and effort. Please smash that fucking like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, leave a super thanks down below. There's a button down below that says a super thanks. Leave a thanks on my YouTube channel. It will mean a lot to me. It really, really does. It helps support my YouTube channel. All right, from here, you're going to go to the home button and then you're going to come to apps over here and make sure that just in general, you uninstall, like let's say, for instance, single player games on your computer that is clogging up your C drive or that's clogging up your machine in general. Please go ahead and uninstall bullshit that's installed on your machine. Now, in general, I have a lot of space on my computer. I really, really do. I have a lot of space on my computer, but for people out there that's running low on space, please in general go and delete single player games or programs that you don't need. Just these over here, please don't uninstall them. They have to do with Windows itself. If you uninstall these things, your Windows might not run correctly. Just when it says Microsoft, please don't uninstall it. You don't need those type of things. Single player games and programs and apps like that, you can go ahead and uninstall them if you do not use them. And then for instance, like let's just say games, single player games, or whatever the case might be, make sure that you go ahead and uninstall and make sure that your C drive is perfectly clean and the rest of your drive is clean as well. So basically it needs to look like this. If you go to your little file explorer like this and you go to, let's just say, this computer and you have your drives like this, if they're all in the blue, you are good to go. Trust me, you are good to go, especially when your C drive is in the blue. Your C drive is what's running your Windows currently. It doesn't matter if you're Windows 10 or Windows 11. It needs to be in the blue. If it is in the red, your Windows is going to start slowing down. Your game's performance is going to start fucking out. And in general, your computer is going to start fucking out in general because you're overclogging the machine and it doesn't have anywhere to go. It doesn't have files to dump anywhere onto the drive itself, and its reads and write speeds are working way too much. So please make sure that your drives are in the blue. This is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's jump straight into the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so just like I said, when your drive is full of nonsense and stuff like that, basically bullshit, and it's clogged up and it's in the red, please make sure that it's in the blue. Just go ahead and do that. Now, something I want to point out is this. If you have a lot of background apps open and you're playing Call of Duty, your background apps is going to use resources like your CPU, your RAM, and your VRAM usage. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you heard me correctly. VRAM usage, okay? Meaning it's using your graphics card's video memory, all right? This desktop background wallpaper that you're looking at right now at this very moment is actually using my graphics card. Obviously, it's using it to do physics and stuff like that. That is why it's a moving desktop background picture. And this comes from Wallpaper Engine. I have a lot of comments and people ask me, where did you get this wallpaper and stuff like that? It comes from Wallpaper Engine on Steam, and you can go ahead and download it. It's very easy to do. Now, what I do recommend is you go ahead and come come to the application itself, which is Wallpaper Engine, a lot of people say that you should just right click and then just pause it, and then it won't do anything to your machine because it's a still image. What I highly recommend you go ahead and do is, and I recommend you do this if you have moving background images and too much shit happening in the background, I highly recommend what you do is you go ahead and you right click on this and you say quit, so you have a still desktop background image. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently playing Hitman and like all the new updates that's for Hitman, and I'm loving it. So go fuck yourself if you care about my background image. It can literally just be a black image. It doesn't matter what image you have in the background. It doesn't matter as long as it's a still image that's not moving. It cannot use VRAM usage. It cannot use your CPU. It cannot use your RAM. It cannot use your computer. All right, because it's a still image. Now what you're going to need to do is this over here. You're going to come to the start button over here and then go to your settings once again, and you're going to come to privacy. And now, like I said, I was talking about background apps. You're going to pull this all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to come to background apps, and you're going to come over here. Now, if you're a Windows 10 user like me and you're still on Windows 10, thank God you still are. If you are, I hope you are. That's awesome. Great, because Windows 11 is a bunch of fucking bullshit, and they're trying to be like Mac users, and I'm not going to deep dive down this rabbit hole of how dog shit Windows 11 is. And I know people's going to leave a comment down below and be like, yo, dude, why don't you upgrade to Windows 11? It's so much better. Like I said, everyone has their own personal preference in what it comes to computers, gaming, what they have on, what they have off, what settings they have, whatever. This is my own personal preference, is having Windows 10. Windows 10 took multiple years to get to where it needs to be, and Windows 11 will take multiple years to get to where it needs to be. We are getting way more problems on Windows 11 than Windows 10, and this is a fact. All right, if you can get away with playing your games perfectly fine on Windows 11, like I said, that's awesome. That's your own personal preference, not mine. Okay, from here, like I said, if you're a Windows 10 user, just turn this from on to off, then all of these programs won't run in the background using your resources, like I said before, like your RAM, your CPU, and your VRAM usage. Go ahead and turn it off. Now, Windows 11 users, unlucky people, you're going to have to individually disable these applications one by one. And I'm not going to show you how to do that, otherwise I'm going to make this video way too long. Just go ahead and Google how to disable background apps for Windows 11. Just Google it. It will come up. It will show you how to do it. You have to individually disable them one by one. Not like Windows 10. Windows 10 is very simple and easy to use. All right. Awesome. From here, I highly recommend you come to the home button. And then from here, something that I would recommend you go ahead and do, and I know a lot of people skip out on this, and I do it as well. Don't worry. I do it as well. Is the update your Windows. Okay, update your Windows. For the love of fuck, update your Windows. If Call of Duty is doing updates, your Windows needs to stay up to date as well. If your Windows is not up to date, then Call of Duty is always up to date, and you're always updating Call of Duty, but you're not updating your Windows, they're not going to run well together. Okay, same with your GPU, because that's the next step I'm going to get to. All right, so the next step is obviously updating your GPU drivers. So we go out of this, and then we go to this over here. I obviously have GeForce Experience. I'm an Nvidia user. If you're an AMD user, just make sure that you're on the latest graphics card drivers. You come to drivers over here and make sure that you're on the latest graphics card drivers. This is 556.12. It's the latest graphics card drivers that's out right now at this very moment for Nvidia users. Now, I know that a lot of people roll back their drivers maybe once or twice or even a couple of times because they have to find a sweet spot driver for their specific graphics card. Specific graphics cards like specific drivers. Now, I don't have any problem running the latest graphics card drivers with my 4070 Super. It does not have any problem running this latest driver. But if you are struggling with problems or you're having problems with the latest driver, roll one back or go find on the website, on Call of Duty's website, which is recommended. And you can actually go ahead and find it in the file, in the documents folder, in the config file, which is the recommended driver for just in general everyone to be using right now at this very moment. And that's what I'm going to go over right now at this very moment, is the config file settings that you're going to need to change and make sure that that is correct. All right, let's jump straight into that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step is obviously the config file. Like I was saying, you're going to come to the file explorer like this, and you're going to go to documents, and you're going to go to Call of Duty, go to players, and you're going to come to this file over here that says option4.cod23, and then you're just going to double click on it and it will open up. Or what you can do is right click on it, say open with, and then just say notepad and say always use this app, and then just say okay, and then open this up and then open this up like this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, what I was talking about earlier on, this is the recommended driver. It literally states it in the config file itself. Recommended display driver version seen during last game startup. This was seen during the game startup, all right? Then it says, do not modify last detected GPU driver version, which is 556.12. I should not modify it. It's telling me not to go back to this driver. But please don't listen to this config file. And in general, don't listen to Call of Duty because they smoke crack and they don't know what the fuck they're doing in the first place. So that's why people are making FPS boost guide videos, because Call of Duty doesn't give a fuck about the community in general or the people that's playing their fucking game. They just release new games. Like Black Ops 6 is coming out right now, and I don't even know how fuck that game's going to be in general. They don't care about their community and how their game performs. They just care about releasing Call of Duties and releasing battle passes and releasing stuff so you can spend money on it, and then they release a new game like just out of nowhere, and then a new season comes out, a new season comes out, a new season you keep buying the battle pass like a dumbass, right? And then the new Call of Duty comes out and your stuff doesn't move over. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Call of Duty in general, Activision themselves, the developers, they smoke a lot of fucking crack, and I don't trust them, all right? And that's why I do my own research and find out what's the best settings for you guys. And that's why you guys watch my videos in general, is because I don't take shit when it comes to Activision themselves and Call of Duty. I talk smack about them all the time. I don't give a rat's ass. I wouldn't fucking work for them for a penny. I would just rather just fucking be like, go fuck yourself. I do not want to work for you guys because you guys are a bunch of cunts and you don't care about your fucking community in general. Sorry for the wording, but yeah, that's how I feel, and I'm pretty sure that's how the rest of the community feels as well, because the game's so fucking broken. We have like the best of fucking machines that can literally launch nuclear missiles. I can probably launch a space shuttle with my machine. It's the equivalent of that, but I can't run Call of Duty correctly. But the rest of my games on my computer runs perfectly fine. That's one fucked up situation. It just shows you that Activision does not care about the community. Sorry that I'm ranting, raving, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so like I said, just be on the latest graphics card drivers, or go ahead and go to this driver over here, or from this driver all the way to 556.12 for Nvidia users out there. Now, if you're an AMD user, just make sure that you're on the latest graphics card driver, or go ahead and look inside your config file to see which one should you be using right now at this very moment. Okay. This is something I just want to go over, is these two over here. It's very, very important, and it plays a massive role on Call of Duty just in general, is the thread count for handling the job queue. Now, don't read that wrong, okay? Because it says thread count. Yet again, like I said, I don't trust Call of Duty. That shouldn't be saying thread, okay? Even though that's just how they basically coded this config file. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so this is not your threads, okay? This is your cores. It's your total cores. You're going to need to put your total cores inside here. Now, I have 8 performance cores, okay? And then I have efficient cores because I have a 14700K CPU. Now, if you don't know what CPU you have, you can just right click on your taskbar over here and then go to Task Manager and then go to Performance, and it will tell you your CPU, and it will tell you which CPU you have, and then it will tell you over here what cores you have and your logical processors, so your total threads, and it will tell you everything about your GPU and your CPU and everything in general, your whole computer. It will tell you everything about your computer over here, right? So you can just click on it, tell you your stuff, click on your GPU itself, and it will tell you everything that you need to know. But the most important thing is your CPU, right? Now, as you can see, it says here I have a total cores of 20. Now, I would put 20 inside there, but I won't because I have a newer generation CPU. It's a 14700K. So if you do have performance cores, put your performance cores inside here. My performance cores for my 14700K is 8. Okay, so I put 8 inside here. Now, if you have a lower generation Intel CPU, you're going to put your total cores inside there. You won't have efficient cores and you won't have performance cores. You'll just have total cores and total threads. Put your total cores inside there. So let's just say your total cores is, let's make an example, 12. Put 12 inside there. Let's just say it's 8. You put 8 inside there. Okay, you get my point. Now, when it comes to AMD and Ryzen CPUs, it's also your total cores. Please go ahead and put your total cores inside here. Yet again, so highest is 16. So let's just say you got 16 cores from Ryzen, okay? Or Intel, it doesn't matter. You got 16 cores. Please go ahead and stop at 16. Do not go over this, because if you go over this number, it will not work correctly. Okay, it's very, very important because this is 1 to 16. Okay, that's like someone saying my car goes from 0 to 200, but you put there 500, but the car can't reach that. So do not fuck around with this. Do not put something in here that's not going to fucking work. Obviously, common knowledge. All right. So, like I said, your total cores inside here. Mine is performance cores. So I put my performance cores inside here, and it's 8. That's why I have that at 8. Okay. Now, this is also very, very important, is this scale over here. This is your VRAM target scale inside the game. Now, when you change this in here, it will change it in-game as well. So you can go ahead and change it in-game, or you can change it in here. Currently, when I launch my game, I have my VRAM scale target at 80%, and I leave it there. I don't move it to 90, and I don't drop it down with my specific rig that I'm currently running. I basically am running a 14700K, a 4070 Super, and then I am running 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM at 6000 megahertz. Now I run this at 80%, and I always run it at 80% because it runs it at a sweet spot with 80. Now for lower generation graphics cards out there, you can fine tune it in this config file, like literally by just typing a 6 here, like this, then it will use 60% of your VRAM target, okay? And then you can just type it in your own personal preference in here, depending on the GPU that you have. So if you have a lower generation GPU, you type in 6, so it uses 60% of your VRAM target scale, right? Now, what I recommend is just leaving it at 80 like this. If yours is on 80, if yours is on 60, leave it as is. We will tweak it in-game, and I'll show you what you're going to need to use in-game. And what to tweak it to for lower generation graphics cards. All right. Now, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of other things inside here that you can go ahead and modify in the config file, like the blood count and like the, like things that's just in general, like clogging up graphics. But I don't really recommend tweaking those things because some of those things can actually break the game, and then you cannot physically run this game. You will click start on this game to play it, and then it will just go away, and the start button will come up again. It will not launch at all. So please don't fuck around with like stuff that's way at the bottom, like blood count and stuff like that. Yeah, I know you can tweak some of them. I don't recommend it. If you have a machine that runs this game perfectly fine, or runs it okay, and you're just having issues with FPS or a little bit of stuttering and stuff like that, just follow my guidelines. Just don't, please, for the love of fuck, don't go change the blood count now and go watch another YouTuber and be like, okay, wait, let's see what rest I can do in this config file to get more FPS out of my machine. Don't do that. You're going to fuck up the game, and you're going to sit with a game that doesn't fucking work, all right? You obviously already struggling with the game. You want it to be fixed. You want it to run perfectly fine. Now you went to go change something. Now your game doesn't work at all. Don't do that. Please, for the love of fuck, don't do that. All right. From here, once you're done changing everything inside you that you need to change, you're going to go to File, go to Save, and then exit out of this, and then exit out of this, and be on your desktop. All right. So jump straight into the next step. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. If you are an Nvidia user like me, you just right click on your desktop like this and open up Nvidia Control Panel, or just go to the search button and type in Nvidia Control Panel and let it open like this. The first thing you're going to need to do is come to Adjust Image Settings with Preview and come over here. You're going to have it at Use the Advanced 3D Image Settings and click on Take Me There, and it's basically just going to take you to Manage 3D Settings. But before we go there, I highly recommend that you go to Use My Personal Preference, so it's using your preference in general. If you have a, let's say, a decent enough computer, let's say high end, you leave this at Quality, okay? I'm talking high end, like my machine's not even a high end machine anymore, even though it's a 14700K with a 4070 Super. It's not classified as a high end machine anymore because they're talking about, like, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. You buy parts now that's brand new. A month later, there's fucking parts that beat yours. Basically, they can be off and they'll still beat yours. Basically, that's just how fucking computers work in general. Anyways, computers get out of date very, very quick. Parts and stuff like that. Anyways, so let's just make it that you have a decent enough computer. Let me just say that. You have a decent enough computer that can run this game really, really well. Have this at Quality. If you have a medium end machine, go over here to Balanced, okay? It will say Balance over here. And then if you have a low end machine that is struggling with this game and you're struggling with FPS in general, then go over here to Performance and have it at Performance. You will actually see the quality change over here. What I would recommend is, if you know that, okay, wait, my machine can run this game perfectly fine. It runs at over 60 FPS, but I'm having a little bit of stutter and I'm having a little bit of problems with my FPS and stuff like that. then you don't have to change this to performance and make it look this dog shit. Don't worry, because then we can change the settings in the game, and I'll show you what settings you should be using to make your game look good without making this and your games, the rest of your games, also look like dog shit. Then rather leave it here in the middle where it says balance, and now you will see that this looks perfectly fine. But when you have it in quality and you push it all the way to quality, this looks fucking amazing, and then you're good to go. So medium end to about high end machines, leave it at quality over here, and you just say apply like this. And then once it's been applied, you'll see your screen might flash a couple of times, or it'll just apply it. Then just go over here to use the advanced 3D image settings and click on take me there, which is basically just going to take you to manage 3D settings. Now, every time you update your graphics card drivers, this happens a lot, okay? Now, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Now, sometimes when you update your graphics card drivers, the things inside here changes and you won't even know that it changed unless you come in here and come look, okay? Now, I highly recommend you just copy every single thing inside here. I'm not going to fucking like go over every single thing in here, but I'll go over the important ones. So just copy everything I have inside here and you should be good to go. So CUDA GPUs, make sure it's on all over here. So you just click on this, make sure that this is checked to select your dedicated graphics card. So just make sure you select it like this and then scroll a little bit down and then have this preferred system fallback. You have your DSR factors off. That's like your super resolution. So obviously if you want to upscale your game to like 4K and stuff like that, you can go ahead and do that, but it's your own personal preference. I leave mine off. Low latency mode, a lot of people has questioned me, yo dude, like I have ultra and I have on, which one do I choose? Okay, if you have a decent enough machine that is paired up very, very well, so let's say like for instance my machine 14700K with a 4070 Super, they run very well together, and my RAM, then I leave it on. But if I have, for instance, let's just make it an example, if I had a 4090 or something like that, I would put this at ultra, so that my low latency mode is helping my graphics card talk with my CPU a little bit better. Okay, so that's something that I would recommend you go ahead and do, is if you have a higher end GPU than your CPU and it's much newer, then go with ultra over here. Okay, but if your machine is basically, you know that the CPU and GPU is basically the same, they came out almost the same year or whatever the case might be, or your CPU still holds up with your GPU perfectly fine, then leave that at on. That's how I have mine, and I recommend you should also just leave it at on. I highly recommend it. All right, from here you're going to come down, and then where it says OpenGL rendering GPU, make sure that you have your GPU selected and not auto select. And then from here you go to power management mode and make sure that this says prefer maximum performance, and you should be good to go. All right, I don't know why I said maximum, so weird, fucking Optimus Prime. Anyways, you're gonna go from here. I don't want to, like, every fucking video that I make, I always explain everything inside here, like detailed by detailed. I'll explain everything in here, but then I get a lot of comments of people telling me like, dude, get to the point, get to the point. So here's my fucking point: copy my settings and you should be good to go. All right, there you fucking go. All right, are you pleased with the fucking comments that come down and be like, yo dude, get to the fucking point? And like, there you go, fucking copy my settings, you'll be good to go. All right, like fucking lacquer guys. Anyways, one option I would recommend that you do change in here is this over here. And for the people that says get to the fucking point, this is a very important fucking point, so fucking listen up, you fucking chads. So quality is obviously, you're going to select this if you have a decent enough graphics card. Now if you have something like an RX 580 or something less lower than that, and you have a dog shit graphics card, please don't leave a comment down below and be like, yo dude, my game's running like dog shit, your FPS boost guide didn't work. It's not going to work for you, because your graphics card is literally the equivalent of a calculator. It's literally the equivalent of playing the game on a piece of paper and pen and running around and writing on the piece of paper, I just shot a guy with a Car 98. It's the equivalent of that. So please don't leave a fucking comment down below that you have a low-end GPU and you're trying to play COD, rather than go play Tetris and enjoy yourself. All right? That's just what I'm going to tell you right now, straightforward. We're living in 2024. We're almost in 2025. Please update your fucking graphics card. Don't leave a comment down below. Yo, dude, I'm running a fucking RX 580. The game runs like dog shit. Then it's gonna run like dog shit. What did you expect? All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so if you have a decent enough computer, quality. If you have a medium-end machine, performance. If you have a low-end gaming graphics card, so let's say, for instance, I don't know, like a 10 series. Let's just say like a 1060 or 1070 or 1080. Go with high performance here and you should be good to go. I can promise you this, you should be good to go. Right, from here you're going to have this off. on the threaded optimization. This is very good for Ryzen machines and then also Intel machines that has hyper threading. Please go ahead and turn this on. And then all of these at the bottom is just fucking virtual reality. You are not playing a virtual reality game, so you should be good to go. And then just say apply over here. Screen might flash a couple of times. Don't worry about it. You should be good to go over here. Once you apply these settings, it will flash a couple of times to apply the settings for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from here, I highly recommend you come to config, surrounding the physics, and you're going to come inside here. And then obviously your GPU is what handles your physics of your computer in general. Okay, from here I would recommend selecting your dedicated graphics card. Now basically 95% of the gaming community uses a dedicated graphics card, a PCIe graphics card that's plugged into their PCIe slot. Okay, having a dedicated GPU. Then you get about like 5% of the people that's playing on an APU unit, meaning you have a CPU, no dedicated graphics card, but you have an APU unit, meaning it has an onboard graphics built into the CPU. Then I would select CPU. Then there's a reason why I would select CPU, because you have an APU unit. But if you have a dedicated graphics card and it says here Nvidia, whatever graphics card you have, please go ahead for the love of fuck and select it. And then say apply. If you haven't done this already, I have done this already, so I can't say apply. Please go ahead and apply this. From here, you're going to go to adjust desktop color settings and come inside here. Now, I don't personally use Nvidia filters because Nvidia filters actually decreases FPS and it decreases performance. Now, for me, I'm running a decent enough computer. I can run Nvidia filters, but I don't, because it's like saying to myself, how about I make my game worse? Let's use Nvidia filters. Come and make my game run like dog shit. Let me run Nvidia filters. It won't really run like dog shit because I have a decent enough computer, but I'm then knowing in the back of my mind that I'm using something that is making my game run worse. Okay? Call of Duty is already unoptimized and I'm using programs and stuff like to make my game run like absolute dog shit. Now, you don't need to do that. You can use this right here. Okay, so your brightness at 50%, it's default settings for Windows. Your contrast at 65%, it's always been a sweet spot ever since fucking Modern Warfare, the first one came out basically, is 65 over here for all fucking games that you're going to be playing, all right? Have this at 65. Have your gamma at 1.00, it's defaults. All right, and then your digital vibrance will obviously be at 50% if you've never changed this before and you're running a default Windows and you haven't touched anything inside here, it will be at 50%. I highly recommend that you click on image 3 over here, so it's just a reference image, and then you go ahead and pull this up to whatever you would like to pull it to. So let's just say 65 is a very good place to be. You can pull this even more up, let's say 75. All right, let's just put it at 75 like this. You can put it over there. So if you have bad eyesight, I have 6/6 vision, so I have mine at 95% and it does not hurt my eyes. So it's just something I just want to point out there for my community, for the people that's out there that's watching my videos and that's always like, you know, leaving a like, leaving a comment, that subscribe to my channel and stuff like that. I care about you guys and I care about your well-being as well, as much as I care about you enjoying your gameplay and watching my videos and my videos helping you out. Okay, if you have bad eyesight, please don't put this at 95%. You're going to have headaches, constant headaches while playing this game. If you're constantly playing Warzone, and that's all basically you're playing is Warzone and stuff like that, and Modern Warfare and whatever the case might be, do not put this at 95, because every single thing that you're going to be doing on your computer is then going to stay like this, at 95% digital vibrance. So even if you watch YouTube videos, the digital vibrance is going to be at 95. So the whole Windows is going to be applied to 95%. For me, it doesn't hurt my eyes, it doesn't kill me or anything like that, it doesn't break my eyes, it doesn't hurt my eyes or anything like that. But if you're wearing glasses or whatever the case might be, drop this down. Please go ahead and just use your arrow and then just drop it down to like, I don't know, like 70% should be fine, or you can go to like 65, you should be fine. Just don't have it at 50%. 50% is a default for Windows and it makes the whole Windows look washed out. It looks like you have like this dull on your screen and you don't want that. So please go ahead and choose your own personal preference when it comes to this. Mine is 95, like I said, and I like mine to be at 95. That's my own sweet spot, always been my sweet spot. And then you just say apply like this and you should be good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is very, very important for you to go ahead and do, and I highly recommend you go ahead and do this right now at this very moment. Please don't skip my fucking video. Please don't. You need to do every single step that I'm showing you in order so your games can run perfectly fine. We will get to Call of Duty just now. Just bear in mind that you need to do everything that I'm about to show you. Okay, now you're going to come to the search button over here and type in CMD just like this, and then right click on it and say run as administrator. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is if you left click it's just going to say C user and then your name. Okay, you don't want it to do that because then you're not in your system files. Okay, so you're going to come to the search button over here again, type in CMD, and then right click on it and say run administrator, say yes to the command prompt, and then it's going to say C Windows System 32. This is what you want. Then what you're going to type is SFC spacebar / scan now, one word just like this, and then press enter. Once you press enter, it's going to start doing this, okay? It will verify your files of your Windows and everything inside your computer that everything is okay. All right. Now, if your Windows finds any files that's corrupted on your, let's say your C drive or any other drive on your computer, if it finds any corrupt files, it will automatically fix it for you. So this is literally free and easy to do. So please go ahead and scan your machine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I go into the quality tab, something I want to point out is this. If you would like me to optimize your Windows for you, for the best gameplay experience ever, and you want your Call of Duty to be optimized, so it's all included into my service. So basically Windows tuning, just making your Windows better, making it run smooth, making your games run smooth, making everything run smooth on Call of Duty, making your Windows run perfectly fine, having this like this and not saying 3 gig, 4 gig of other apps running in the background using VRAM usage, stuff like that. You could just email me here at the top here and then send me an email. I'll reply to you with a message with my Discord handle and everything, and we can take it from there. I do charge a service fee, and yes, it takes time out of my day to obviously sit with you and then go through your computer and help you with everything. But yet again, if you want my own personal help, me as a YouTube content creator, you want me to help you with your Windows to optimize it and make it better and make your game better, you can send me an email right there and we should be good to go. And we can take it from there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's jump straight into the quality tab. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are in the quality tab right now. And as you can see, it is at custom. Now, right now at this very moment, I'm running an Nvidia GeForce RTX 4070 Super. That's what I'm running. But I'm running my game at AMD FSR at quality and AMD frame generation on. Now, okay, now when I turn this off, okay, and I go to, let's say, Nvidia DLSS, I can have Nvidia DLSS frame generation on, and I can go ahead and turn it on, and then have this on, and have AI created frames in my game. Okay, now, I've tested this multiple times in plunder modes and stuff like that, where I just jump out of the plane and I go land somewhere and I go look around and I zoom into a building through a scope or something like that. I'm not going to lie to you. You can run your game like this and the game will run fine if you have a 40 series card. Obviously, you need a 40 series card to have NVIDIA frame generation even enabled, even as an option, okay? But right now, I don't even use this. I don't. I use this over here. I use AMD FSR 3.0, and then I have this at quality, and I have this on AMD frame generation. It creates AI frames for you. Now, a lot of people has questioned this in my videos before. They were like, yo, dude, doesn't it give you like input latency or stutter or make your game feel like dog shit? No, it actually doesn't. My own personal preference? No, it doesn't. It makes my game run perfectly fine. Even with high-end graphics cards, people are using AMD FSR 3.0 either at quality or at balance, or at native. You can choose between these three over here and you should be good to go. Native will be your native resolution. Quality will just push out more quality. Yet again, it tells you on the right hand side, just open your eyeballs. It's currently in your face socket and just put your eyes right here and read what the fuck it does. All right. Cool. Awesome. I have mine at quality and this is how I run my game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of other upscalings you can use inside this game to make the game look good or to make it look like absolute dog shit. Number one, this is a dog shit option. Please do not use it. NVIDIA DLSS, go ahead and use it if you want to use NVIDIA DLSS. I know a lot of people use it. It does give a slight blur on the right and left hand side of your screen once you move, but who the hell in this game is going to land somewhere and stand fucking still? No one. All right, so just bear in mind that your left and right hand side is going to blur a slight bit when you move, when you use NVIDIA DLSS. Okay, this option, we're going to skip over it. I always skip over it because it's an absolute dog shit upscaling. Okay, NVIDIA image scaling is also a very good upscaling that you can go ahead and use. Okay, you can click on this and then go to native and use your native resolution, or you could go with balance. So what it will do is it will balance your quality and it will balance the performance. Just please, for the love of fuck, do not click on performance. It's going to make your game look like dog shit. Okay, you can go to quality over here. I don't recommend ultra quality. I really don't recommend this. Even if you've got a really high-end GPU and a really high-end machine, do not go with ultra quality. Rather go with native, and you should be good to go. I promise you'll be good to go. All right. From here, I'm just going to go over this over here as well. AMD FSR 1.0, I don't recommend it. It's something I really don't recommend. You can try to go ahead and play around with it, but I don't recommend it. I really, really don't. And it's something that the most important thing I don't recommend is turning this the fuck off. You need upscaling in this game because, for instance, this game is not optimized. This game is broken. This game is fucked. This game doesn't run well on high-end machines. This game doesn't run well on any fucking machine in general. Yeah, there's a lot of people that get away with it, but you have to fine-tune your machine's settings. Okay, so Fidelity FX Cache is another thing that a lot of people use, and I also used to use it as well. I run mine at 50% of the strength over here, but it's your own personal preference. And then this option over here, ladies and gentlemen, for the love of fuck, do not turn this option on. Turn it off, leave it the fuck off, and done. Do not turn it on. It makes the game run like shit. Absolute shit. Turn it the fuck off. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a sharp gameplay experience, you can go with Fidelity FX Cache. Fidelity FX Cache actually gives you a sharp gameplay experience, and it makes things look really, really sharp and dense. So basically, when you see an enemy, you see him much easier. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? Because you can see your enemies on DLSS as well, and you can see your enemies on this upscaling, on this upscaling, on this upscaling, on... Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this, but this one over here. And then off, like I said, do not turn it the fuck off. So I'm going to yet again go to my settings. AMD FSR 3.0, quality, on frame generation for AMD, not even Nvidia, all right? Turn this off. Have this at 80%. If you have anything like 8 gigs of VRAM, all the way up to 24 gigs, right? Put this at 80%. If you have 6 gigs of VRAM, you're going to go down with this to 60% and press enter. If you have 6 gigs of VRAM and lower, go to 60% here. Please go to 60%. You need to fine-tune these things for your specific rig, for your specific graphics card, for your specific machine. Okay, I'm going to go back to 80 over here because I have a 12 gig graphics card, so I run this perfectly fine at 80. Please, yet again, do not put this at 90%. You do not need to put this at 90% because you're just going to use more VRAM, where you could use that slight bit of VRAM on other settings inside the quality tab, which I'm going to go over now. All right, which is this over here. Now, when you have that at 80% on a high-end machine, you can have this at high and at high. Okay? Now, if you have that at 60% like this and you have a 6 gig graphics card, then go over here and have this at low. I repeat with this option, have it at low. Do not have this at very low. Your game's going to look like absolute shit. It's going to look like garbage. Do not put it at very low. Put it at low, or you can try normal. If you can get away with normal, run it at normal. If you can't get away with it and you see your FPS is like dog shit, go to low. There's not a lot of a visual difference between low and normal. But if you can get away with normal, go with normal over here. Texture, filter, anisotropic, I have mine at high. You do not need to have yours at high. You can have it at normal over here as well, and you should be good to go. But for me, I have both at high. I do run a really decent GPU and a decent CPU and really decent RAM. So I run mine at high over here. Depth of field, turn this the fuck off, turn it the fuck off, and done. Who the fuck plays this with multiplayer mode? I mean, if it was single player, I would understand, but multiplayer, turn it the fuck off. All right. Detail quality level, I currently run my game at normal because my game can actually run this at normal perfectly fine. Yeah, it eats a little bit of FPS, so for people out there obviously that doesn't have the best of machines, you're going to turn this down. Just turn it to low and turn this to very low. You should be good to go. I'll even apply this right now and go play my game like this. There's not a lot of visual difference when you have this at low and at very low, all right? So I'll leave it like this and I'll apply these settings myself, okay? Bullet impacts on, leave it on because it doesn't impact your GPU or your CPU or your RAM. It literally says your GPU low, CPU low. So turn it on and you should be good to go. Don't worry. It's not going to eat FPS. It literally does not do nothing, okay, on your FPS. So you should be good to go here. All right. This one over here, the effects, I would turn off. I highly recommend you turn it off and leave it off. And thank you. And done. Then we're going to come to the shader quality. Please do not turn this higher. Leave this at low. If this game is already running like dog shit for you and you're watching an optimization video, leave this at low. Please, okay? You do not need to have this at high to see the water here, to be able to see the crane reflect on the water. You do not need to see that because you're not going to jump into a game to go kill people, to go stand somewhere to look at water, to see a roof blend in with the water or reflect off the water or whatever the case might be. You're not going to do that. You're going to go into a game to fuck people up. So leave this at low. All right. On demand, texture streaming off. Normal over here on every single graphics card out there. Doesn't matter what GPU you're running. Normal over here. Shadow and lighting. So shadow quality, low over here or very low. I have mine at low because my machine can handle low. Okay. So it can handle ultra. It can handle fucking anything, to be honest with you. I can have everything on extreme. But these are my personal preference. Low or very low. Okay. Then you're good to go. This one over here, screen space reflections, fucking off, leave it off, always off. Ambient occlusion, off, always off, leave it the fuck off. This is not a single player game where you do stealth modes with your pistol, laser sight, in the head, dead, pop off, ghost speaking to you, what's up, dude? No, what the fuck? Turn this to shit, turn this off. It's multiplayer. Turn it the fuck off. I don't know why I just did that reference. I really don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. But anyways, I just hate the people that turn this the fuck on and they're like, yo, dude, my game's running like shit. It's because you have this on. Turn it the fuck off. They should actually remove these options. They should remove it because it's options that you don't need in the fucking game for multiplayer. For single player, have this here. Yes. Multiplayer, remove these options. But unfortunately, they're here to fuck around with your machine. So turn them the fuck off. Screen space reflections off. Static reflection quality low. Right, let's go down. We're going to come to the environment. The environment plays a very big role as well. Tessellation off. Volumetric quality low. Physics quality off. Weather grid volumes off. Why would you want to see the fucking weather? Water quality off. You do not need to see the water quality's difference between off, water caustics, wave wetness, and all. You do not need to see the difference. Trust me, when you jump into the water in multiplayer, when you jump into the water into Warzone, the water still looks exactly the fucking same. When you see an enemy floating in the water, I don't know, because you were AFK, you went to go take a piss, you made you some coffee or some shit, and you land AFK. Let's just say you landed in water, all right? And you have your pistol in your hand, and you swimming backwards, you do backstrokes, and you're doing front strokes and left strokes and whatever the fucking strokes you're doing, having a stroke because the game is giving you so much bullshit, all right? All that kind of nonsense. The game does not look different if you go to any other thing inside here. The water does not look different. Your enemy doesn't become less visible. You could still see him on off, perfectly fine. Like I said, I have a 4070 Super, and I put this off. Put it the fuck off. There's so many people that put this on and then they like, my dude, like I'm losing so much fucking frames and yeah. It's because you have all of these shit on, things that shouldn't be on in a multiplayer fucking game. Yes, I'm ranting and raving because Call of Duty's developers smoke crack and they put settings like this in a multiplayer fucking game. Yes, I get it. It's there for better machines, high-end machines. But high-end machines don't even run this well. Yes, some machines do, but we don't prefer it because we're competitive players. That's why. Anyways, fuck, I'm ranting and raving way too much over here. I'll make this video way too long. Anyway, so this is the settings you're going to be using, and you're going to apply these settings over here. Then you're going to come to view, and then you're going to have this on your own personal preference. Make sure that the film grain is at 0.00. Please leave it there, and you should be good to go over here. You have this off, and you have this off. Please go ahead and do that. And then these are my own personal preference. Don't fucking leave a comment and be like, oh, yo, why is that default? Why is this? Just fucking, it's my personal preference, okay? Literally, my own personal preference. Come down over here where it says inverted flash. Take advantage of this by turning this on. So when you get flashbanged, it doesn't go white, it goes black. Okay, so it literally gives you a sneak preview of how it looks. All right, you don't want that because at night while you're playing the game, your whole room goes fucking white and it literally looks like a flashbang literally landed in your room. So turn this on and have inverted flash on and have it go black. I highly recommend you go ahead and do this. All right, the next step is this over here, and I highly recommend you go ahead and do this. Come to interface over here and then come over here, come to color customization and come over here. All right. Now you have your team, and you have your party. So if you click on your team, you can see its color, and then just say custom color, and you could choose a custom color for your team. Whatever you want your team to be, you can have it as a custom color. Or you can go to basic colors and then have it as a color which it is already, but just make sure that you have your party the exact same color as well. Then go to enemy, go to custom color, and make yourself a custom color. It does not need to be red. Most enemies or most people have this at red. I have mine as magenta pink over here. You can literally just type that in over here. So E87AEB and apply it and say apply custom color and you should be good to go. Scroll down, come to color filters. The best filter in this game right now at this very moment, and it still stands today from fucking Modern Warfare 2 all the way, literally from Modern Warfare 2 all the way to Modern Warfare 3 right now with Season 4. Filter 2 is the best. I highly recommend you select it and then go with both over here, not world, not interface, both. Then 100%, and you should be good to go. Now, the most important step that you're going to need to do for these settings to apply to your game and for it to actually function correctly is this right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you're going to come to the display tab and click on Restart Shader Preloading. You're going to click on it and then click on Restart. Then what you're going to need to do is this. Escape. Just the whole time press escape. Just keep pressing escape, and then you're going to come to this over here where it says yes to desktop. Now, it doesn't matter if you're playing this through Steam or you're playing it through Battle.net. Once you launch the game again through whatever platform you are playing this game, it's going to then at the top left corner say installing shaders, and it will then install the shaders. Let the shaders install. Now, if your shaders are stuck at 0%, just literally take your mouse like this, and click anywhere. Let's just say you click here. Like that. Anywhere on the fucking screen. So it can register that you're in the game, and then it will start installing your shaders if they're stuck at 0%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you and your game runs better, make sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like my personal help, yet again, here's my email right here. You can just pop me an email, and I can help you out myself by optimizing your Windows for you, optimizing your game for you, whatever help you need when it comes to computers, I can help you out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this helped you, and as always, peace out.